Since I've gotten into doll collecting, I've been looking for more clothing items that fit my dolls. And it just so happens that these real little shoes can fit my Ken dolls really well, and I was like, why not buy a box, and if I get any extras, we can paint them. So hi everyone, I'm Ward, and welcome to my channel, Wardrawsalot, and today we're going to unbox some real littles and paint the extra ones that I get. These two were actually the first ever ones I got. I had found them at Target, and I was like, wow, these look like a perfect fit, and at that time I didn't know that, like, they existed, because I was just starting to get into doll clothing and stuff like that, and then once I looked up a lot more videos, turns out a lot of people who use dolls use these as shoes for them, so that felt reassuring to know, because now I know that they do fit because other people use them. I had bought the first two, and both of them were like $5 each, and I was like, okay, let's try them out on the dolls before I buy like a bunch and then regret my decision. Each box comes with this list that you could kind of check off what shoes you got, because there are 25 different ones, and I guess it's to help with the feeling of like accomplishment once you've collected them all, which I'm totally not doing. This is the box and that's it. These are the ones that I'm hoping to get, especially the ones in the upper right corner, because they kind of remind me of the Jeremy Scotts. I'll put a picture of what those shoes look like if you've never seen them before. Each of the little pairs of shoes comes with its own shoebox, which is adorable. I might even customize the shoebox in the future when I have time. It also comes with a little tissue paper to kind of make it feel like you're actually unopening the box and then revealing the shoe, which is kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. These were the first pair of shoes that I had got. They're called Splash, okay, which makes sense because they're like in this mermaid pattern. They kind of had the scaling to the side, very pink and purple, reminiscent of like mermaid tails. They even have the soles or the bottom kind of colored in a certain way, and it has RL for the initials of Real Littles. And it also has like these shoelaces, which I won't bother tying. I tried, and it literally took me a half hour for one pair, and I was like, never mind, bro. So we'll just be removing those in the future. The second pair that I got were actually a color reveal shoe, so it was originally covered in like this pink paint, and you dunk it in the water, swish it around, and it unveils the color or the what the shoe is supposed to look like. It ended up being the shoe called Gold Glam, which has these like gold-ish butterflies on it, and it's a design all across the shoe with some pink little detailing, there we go, on the shoe. And it's not a bad shoe, but I kind of would have preferred something different for something as bold as a color reveal, you know what I mean? So I actually bought those two little tiny boxes way before I bought this big box, like I stated earlier. And after a while, I saved up some nice little coin and got a box with the 12 sneaker packs. This way, I get 2 free shoes in the box, so it's 14 pairs total, and I got it from Mercari and not from like a store, so it would cost way less, and instead of it being around $80, it was around $40 for me. So yeah, I got these 2 free shoes as a result, and I'm happy I did because I didn't get this pair right here, the cheetah one, and I really like these shoes. I just want to say that I love cheetah print, or any kind of like animal print in general, so that's, you know, a little sprinkle of meat in there, you know. And of course, those tie-dye ones that kind of look like high tops were also really nice, and I'm glad that I ended up getting those as well. I think a lot of these would work with the future outfits that I'm planning for the dolls, especially because I like a lot of colorful pink stuff going on. I did take this checklist right here and kind of kept track after every few shoes of what I got, just to kind of like feel like, okay, this is what I have so far. Here is what the like original packaging looks like. Fuck. In case any of you were curious as to what kind of bag it comes in like a little shopping bag, and then you would open it and the shoe would be inside. Sometimes the boxes have like different designs on them, which is kind of nice because it kind of feels like, you know, you're getting different shoes in different boxes. I did end up getting this pair right here, which is one I really wanted. I like the chunkiness of the shoe, and I also like the simplicity of the pattern that they kind of got going on the side, which is like this nice kind of purple to blue to pink striping, and you know, I kind of like that because again, it's gonna match future outfits that I have planned. Oh, also, the little keychains that are on each shoe, like, it's supposed to be a keychain originally. I'm gonna end up taking them and probably putting them on dolls as necklaces or as, like, little chains for, like, pants and stuff, so I can at least use that, or, like, the dog tags can also be used toward a necklace. I call them dog tags, but they're probably not dog tags, but, you know, whatever. Okay, these pairs, or this pair, oh my god, it's called Stripe It Up, and it comes with like this little kind of stripey pattern, or like almost like a rainbow kind of pattern on the bottom of the platform part, and the blue laces. And I'll admit, when I looked at the photo on the paper, it didn't look as enticing, but once I had it in my hand, I was like, damn, this actually kind of looks nice. I like how the inside of the shoe also has like this pink or red sole going on. I forgot what color exactly, but I thought that that was a nice little touch too, and I actually really like them, and I'm surprised that I ended up liking them as much as I did. Our next pair is really simple. Even the name is simple. It's just straight up called Lavender. It's just these lavender colored shoes with a white stripe on the platform part and then like the white laces. And I'm kind of glad I get these really simple shoes just because sometimes it's way easier to match an outfit to them. I like a lot of these shoes, but sometimes the patterns or the specific like multicolors kind of throw me off because I'm very one-dimensional when it comes to clothes. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I need just a simple direct color and not everything in between, because that's just how my brain works. Okay, we come across another one of these, which is like the color reveal. You dunk it in water, swirl it around, kind of like massage it out. I don't know if you're supposed to touch that shit, but I do. I don't suggest it, if anything. From the shape of the outside of the shoe, I could tell that it kind of looks like that one, Splatter, the one that I pointed out. And the reason why is just from the shape, but I'll do that at the end of the video just because I don't want to stop in the middle and, you know, color reveal it. For this pair, we got a double, which is good, because this is what I was looking for, right? I wanted a double just so I could paint it into the style that I want to, so this way I have my own shoes and I don't feel like I just ended up getting or spending the money on two of the same thing. Here we also get the second pair that I wanted, which I'm really happy, which is, again, those chunky looking shoes, but this time it has a different color scheme on it, and I really like it. It's very purple heavy, and it does have the hints of other colors kind of like around the laces, which I like a lot because it kind of shows a nice difference between both pairs of shoes, even though they're the same shoe. I genuinely wish I could get a pair of these, but like, I have massive feet, okay, and I don't want to look like I'm walking around with like just wooden clogs. Like, I can't do that. I'm gonna look dumb. So I will live vicariously through the dolls when I put these shoes on them. This pair right here is called Undercover Roses, which I'm very positive that I forgot to like name the other shoes along the way, which is okay. I'll put up the names as they're there. I wish I would have said something earlier about that instead of 8 minutes into the video. but here we are. The shoe has this cute rose pattern on the side and the pink laces, and has like the white to it too, so I think it's a really cute shoe, and I think I could do a lot with that, especially for like Valentine's Day. Wait, something's cooking in the brain. I'm cooking right now, so I'm excited to do that in the future, if I even get to finish my doll by then and make an outfit for them. It's gonna be a while from now, I'm not gonna lie. The next pair I actually thought was pretty cute. Again, a lot of these on the paper don't look enticing enough to me, but when it's in my hand, I'm like, okay, I actually do like this. It has these little graphics on the side, which is like really cute. It kind of reminds me of like notebook doodles you would do, or like, at least I would do, in class and stuff, so I thought that that was a cute little thing, and they're colored in like the hearts and the stars. I like how the bottom of the shoe has kind of like this gold edge to it, which is really nice, and usually that's like a very dangerous territory to put gold on shoes in my eyes, because sometimes it'll get like really tacky and cheesy really quick, but those actually look pretty cute, so I'm not complaining on that part. Oh, those shoes were also called Love Heart. Again, I'll be putting up names and stuff, but if I remember, I'll definitely say it. The next pair is called Unicorn Dream, and can you guess why? You're right, yeah, because it's made out of unicorns. No, it's because there's a unicorn on the shoe itself. It's kind of like painted on there. I don't know how I feel about this one, just because it's a little too young for the demographic of my dolls. I mean, like, if they want to wear unicorns on their shoes, they can, but, like, for the most part, I kind of want something a little bit older in the taste of their style. So, the unicorn one might be a yes-no thing, depending on my mood that day and what I match them up with. This pair right here is the first slip-on one that I got, and they are called Vintage Star. Okay, I had to look at the list. They definitely do feel a little vintage to me. They remind me of like Hot Topic back in the day when you went to go get these, and these were like everything at one point to slip-ons. I remember even I had a pair and they kind of looked like this now that I'm remembering looking at this. Oh my god. I really wore them shoes out, bro. They had holes in them in the end. It was crazy. Oh my god, they were expensive as hell too. That's why I wore them out to nothing. Okay, now for these shoes right here, they are a double. They're the same rose ones from earlier, which is again good. So this is shoe pair number 2 that I got that ended up being a double that I could paint. And then finally we have our last pair of shoes, which is, yes, again, another double. So these are the lavender pair of shoes, and now I have a total of 3 pairs of shoes that I can go ahead and customize. I grab, oh boy, this is gonna be a day or a night, whatever. I grab my list, I check them off. Oh, and this is the color reveal ones. I really like these. They kind of remind me of those 90s cups where like that design was everywhere on like planet Earth at one point. I'm gonna put up a picture of it for those who don't know which kind of design I'm talking about, but it was kind of reclaimed as a vaporwave thing a few years ago too, so like that's why if it looks familiar, it could be of that alley, or it could just be that you grew up with those cups like I did, and that's why that design is so homey to you, you know what I'm saying? This is my list with everything basically checked off, and as I put the final pair of shoes on there, I decided to kind of recap and show which ones I got. So these are all the ones that I had just kind of shifted off to the right side, and these were all the ones that I got that were only the original pair, not a double. So all of these were kind of just showcased for you guys in case you wanted to see them again. Here are our 3 doubles, again, the lavender, the rose one, and the tie-dye one. And now that I have all of them kind of sitting there, it's time to customize. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is remove that little keychain part and the tag along with the shoelaces, so when I do go in with the acetone to remove the paint, I don't have a rough time just kind of managing everything because it's like hanging and dangling and getting in the way. I am using 100% acetone, and let me tell you, I've never used 100% acetone before, and I learned a lot of new things as a result. I didn't realize how strong it was, like, strong. Like, when I put the acetone onto the paper towel, the color of the paper towel, that's the color of the paper towel on my hands, stripped off, and I was like, alright, hold up. Before I do anything, I should be wearing gloves. And that was kind of like a dumb moment on my part. Again, I've never used it before, but I always see like nail techs and like people who do their nails use it, and I was like, man, it can't be that bad. My dumbass. It was that bad, alright? That shit, it was not pretty looking. I was like, damn, this is a genuine paint remover. Like, I had to sit there for a second and be like, this is removing paint off of a product. Imagine what it could do to my hands. And I was like, damn, like I really should have thought of that beforehand. I ended up taking the shoe onto the paper towel and, like, you know, removing the paint, but look at my gloves, like they're glued together from the acetone because they're degrading it. Like, the acetone liquid is degrading it from the gloves, and it's like, you know, like ruining the integrity of the gloves itself. So I was like, okay, let me not do that. So I switched over to the second method, which is using the Q-tip. Now, using the Q-tip was probably the best method that I tried, just because it dealt with a little bit of acetone at a time, and I, you know, had the time to section off a piece and then do it from there. This is the worst method. Don't do this. This was the dumbest thing I've done in a fucking while, alright? And I usually try not to do stupid things, but this was definitely stupid. I put the shoes in a little container with the acetone, swished it around, right? Because I was being lazy, and I was like, yeah, you know what? We could like speed this shit up. I don't need to wait for this, right? No, you gotta wait for it. I ended up ruining some of the integrity of the shoes themselves, so it started to like kind of like mush off almost and crack some parts of the plastic, which again, if 100% acetone can like crack plastic like in that spot right there, then that's some strong shit, okay? Like don't be dumb like I was. If you're gonna strip paint, wear the gloves, do the Q-tip method, or like maybe a cotton swab, something with like a thick surface on it to try and remove the paint and, you know, not screw over your skin. Some drops even went onto my little cutting mat, and like it removed some of the paint there too, and I was like, bro, I just got this. So I was pretty sad by that, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, now that we've stripped a majority of the paint off of the shoes, we can start the painting process. For the originally lavender shoes, I kind of wish I didn't strip the paint off. A lot of this was just me regretting stripping the paint off and wasting the time with the acetone, I'm not gonna lie. For the original lavender shoes, I decided to go with like a white kind of just basic shoe. These are gonna be really basic coloring designs, mostly because this was very last second and I had like a hit of inspiration, and I was like, what if I just paint the shoes? And I was like, yeah. So I didn't come up with any designs beforehand, but yeah, so the lavender ones are going to be all white. The Converse looking ones are going to be white with red and then some black detailing. The detailing part will come later, I'll explain why. And then the shoes that were rose colored or had the rose pattern will be all black. Let me tell you, painting in this tiny scale removed 6 months off of my life, okay? Now, I'm going to have to get used to this because I realize that I am going to be working in doll scale, right? Which means very tiny little things, and I'm just going to have to get used to it. So this was good practice in the end, I'm not going to lie. I kind of enjoyed the process, though. I was having fun, especially because I didn't feel like drawing that day. And some days I just want to be creative, but I don't want to draw. Does that make any sense? Because I feel like drawing, for me, I have to be in the mood to do it. But something like this, where I could just pick up and go and like have something as a base ready, it feels just a little bit more inviting sometimes. Drawing, I have to sit there, think of the idea, the pose, the coloring. There's so much to it. For this, I just was like, yo, let's just paint. And then I grabbed some colors and was like, okay, we're gonna have fun with this. And I did, but it just took so long. It just took forever because I had to do for each one of these shoes multiple layers of paint. I think a good 3 to 4 layers depending on the color and the shoe. After all those layers, here comes even more layers with this Mod Podge sealant. Waiting on these bum ass shoes to dry, bro. Taking forever. Finally, after, I'm gonna say 45 minutes because it's 15 minutes in between each spray, and that's how long you have to wait in between for them to fully dry. I had the shoes done, right? I was like, all right, that's it for me. I'm good. They didn't look too bad. I was just like, man, I wish I could do a little better, and I was kind of being like, whatever, it's already late, who cares? I did make a slit in the back, by the way, so when I do put it on the doll itself, it won't be like really hard to put on or to remove, especially because these are kind of a tight fit on the dolls. I mean, they do fit, but it's just like you would have to really squeeze it in, and like I don't want to like rip off a foot when it comes to the made to move dolls instead of like the just regular no movable kind of joints on the doll. Alright everybody, it's time for you to meet a new friend of the channel. This is Mannequin. Everybody say hi. He's a little shy, as you can tell. He's not much of a talker. Anyway, Ken over here will be sporting what the shoe looks like on him. Now, I did put each and every one on, so this way I could get a, like, you know, feel of what it's gonna look like on the doll, and just so you guys can see what it looks like. As you can see, it scales pretty well with Ken. I think these actually scale better with Ken than with Barbie. With the Barbie bodies, they might look a little too big on them and goofy, but with the Ken dolls, I'm kind of happy with the sizing part. Mannequin is doing a great job standing in them as well. I congratulate him. He might change over time, by the way, just from experiments, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so at this point, I was like, okay, I'm done. But then when I tried to sit down and relax for the night, I was a little mad, right? Because I was like, damn, those shoes got the best of me. And I don't like when things get the best of me, I'm not gonna lie. So I went back in with a toothpick and went in to try and do some details. Sorry, I didn't get to record the part where I go in with the toothpick, but I just basically took the toothpick, dipped it into the paint of choice, and then did some detailing. So I did like a little black detail on the red shoe so they could stand out a little bit. They kind of would have like the black metal part, or like the metal part the laces go into or something. I don't know, just like some kind of a design there, just so it doesn't look so like empty and bland, because it was like not giving enough I don't know, like pizzazz. It's the only word I can find in my dictionary of every word in the world, pizzazz. With the black shoes, I went in with gray detailing because the white would be a little too harsh. It probably wouldn't show up on just like 1 or 2 layers, so I thought that that was a good move. I think those shoes look significantly better. I think the black ones came out the best overall. The white shoes I did keep pretty basic. I just added some like gray/silver to it to kind of give it a little bit of detailing, and I feel so much better with the way the 3 of these look, especially because before they were just like the one color, or like it didn't look complete, but now that I put those little details on it, it definitely looks like they're a finished pair of shoes, and I enjoy that a little bit more because the whole point of this doll stuff is the detailing that gets involved with it. So I really want to try and not be lazy and not take the easy way out when it comes to stuff like this, especially because if I want the dolls to look nice, I will have to put in the effort when I'm creating things like this for them. Now, for one last time, we're going to bring back in Mannequin, or Ken for short, or Manny for short, whichever one I feel like saying in the moment, not going to lie. I'm going to put them on the shoe put the shoe on his foot to kind of like show what they would look like. And I feel like even just putting them on when they have the details on, they look so much better for some reason. And it just, again, it probably is just because they have that detail to them, and they just look so much nicer now. I really enjoy how much they look instead like this than compared to before. I definitely want to try this again in the future, but when I actually have time and I'm not trying to like put everything together in one shot in one night, because I was like, I don't even know what to do, and then this was like a spontaneous idea. The black shoes ended up really good looking. I really like them on him, especially because they just have that nice, again, little detailing, and I'm very happy with everything. What do you think, Mannequin? Thank you. Okay. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way this little project came out, and I had a lot of fun. Hopefully I get to share even more doll stuff in the future with you guys. It'll come eventually, it just takes longer than regular art, so be patient with me. So yeah, thanks for watching, and remember, I love you. Bye!